Today I'm going to be talking about something that I feel like it's become the highlight or like the driving force behind my spirituality within the past 2 or 3 years. And that is this posture, this approach of just being open-minded and embracing mystery, embracing curiosity, asking questions, and never feeling like I have it all figured out, because I lived like that for many years, growing up in religious fundamentalism and adhering to all these doctrines and dogmas and thinking that these doctrines and dogmas were the absolute one and only truth or truths. I experienced a lot of that, and what I discovered was that I was limiting myself from what was all out there. I'll never forget when this actually happened when I was in high school, and then I remembered it a couple of years ago when I had my spiritual awakening, and I think about it every day. But when I was in high school, somebody drew a big circle on a piece of paper, and they said, this circle represents everything there is to know about everything, all the knowledge in the universe. And then they handed me the pencil and they said, now I want you to draw another circle inside that one big circle that represents everything that you know. And when they gave me the pencil, I couldn't draw the circle because I was like, there's no way. I got honest with myself. I was honest, and I said, there's no way I could even begin to draw a circle that would compare to all the knowledge that there is. And so what that illustration did for me was it made me aware that I really need to stay humble, I need to stay open, and I need to fall in love with asking questions and curiosity, and again embracing mystery, and not ever getting to a place where I think I have it all figured out, where pride kicks in. Because this is what happens once you get there. Once you're operating from this place of I know it all, or this doctrine or this dogma or this whatever creed has all the answers of the universe, it has all the answers of God, it has all the answers of life. Once you get to that place, what happens is the dogma literally prevents you from, number one, growing and expanding your consciousness, but it also prevents you from seeing that you are in the dogma that you're in. And then you can't even acknowledge it, and you can't see that you are literally being trapped, you are being caught in what you think you know. And then what happens is when you're caught up in the dogma, in this certainty about everything, then sooner or later you start trying to push that onto other people. You start trying to impose that onto other people's beliefs and experiences, and then it gets unhealthy, it gets toxic when you start diminishing other people who believe differently, who don't adhere to your set of doctrines and dogmas, and who see the world, they see God, they see people from a different perspective, from a different view. But again, when you think that your particular, whatever it is, religion or belief structure is the one and only truth, and you are really convinced of that. By the way, if that's the case, if that's where you're at with what you believe, that's fine. Just don't push it on other people. Don't think you have to make everyone else think like you do or believe like you do, because the reality is that's never going to happen. We live in a world where there's so many different perspectives and viewpoints and beliefs and religions, and that's what makes this world a beautiful place, is that there is diversity and there is many different ways of looking at the same truth, of experiencing the same source or the same God or whatever. But again, once you get deep into that dogmatism, once you get deep into that certitude, you prevent yourself from the mystery, from the awe, from the wonder of this infinite reality that we live in. And believe it or not, like uncertainty and unknowing and mystery are some of the most beautiful parts of life. And it's okay not knowing. It's okay being in a place where you can say, I don't understand this. I'm still trying to learn it. I'm still trying to see what it's all about, but I don't have all the answers. And I'm always like the foundation, the ground of my being is to question everything. It's to sit with it. It's to meditate on it. It's to contemplate on it. It's to spend months and years and decades wrestling with it and asking more questions and just never being totally certain about what it is, because that's the truth is, as long as we're here on this planet experiencing this life through a finite mind, and let's just say truth or God is infinite, then how can a finite mind ever totally comprehend and know everything there is to know about the infinite? It's impossible. It can never happen. We can experience it and know it to a degree from a viewpoint that we have, and that's what makes it beautiful. That's what makes this life unique, is that we're all experiencing life and the universe and reality and God from these different points of views. And of course there's different levels of consciousness, and as we transcend to higher levels of consciousness and as we expand our consciousness, we can know more. But what I've noticed is this, like true growth, true expansion of consciousness doesn't lead you to be prideful. It doesn't lead you to be arrogant, where you think you have some kind of like divine spiritual status or superiority and you have all the answers. No, it actually does the opposite. And we see this through the lives of many of the mystics. Like, the more they grew spiritually, the more they expanded their consciousness, they actually became more humble. They expressed more humility. They were asking more questions. They became more curious, and that's the nature of it. Like, the deeper you go, you don't become more certain. You don't become more prideful or arrogant. You become more open, and you appreciate just how vast and how expansive and how infinite life and God really is. And there's something to that. There's something to notice about that. And I think, again, if you really want to start to transcend and grow spiritually and experience higher levels of consciousness, the way to get there is by being open-minded. It's by being able to change your mind about these things that you once believed to be absolute truths. And a lot of it involves just being honest with yourself. And a lot of it involves becoming aware of, okay, here's everything I think, here's everything I believe, here's everything I think I know. Now here's the question. How much of all this is stuff that was taught to me or told to me, and I just believed it because I was told I had to believe it and everyone else around me believed it, so I'm just going to keep believing it? How much of it is that versus how much of it is stuff that I've learned it on my own because I studied it for myself. I spent time thinking independently. I sat with it. I meditated on it. I went through a season of questioning, and then I got to a place where maybe I haven't totally concluded on it. I haven't fully landed on it, but it's where I'm at right now. And that's the question we have to ask ourselves. How did we get to where we're at? These beliefs that we have, that we believe to be just, the one and only truth or everything there is, did we get there on our own, or did that come through indoctrination? Did that come through someone else telling us that we had to believe this, and then those teachings, those ideas became ingrained into our subconscious minds, and we've always just believed it, and all of our friends and family believes it, and it's just, that's the way it is. That's what we have to ask ourselves. And I think meditation is the best way to really sit with all that and to become aware of all these different things that we are thinking and that we are believing subconsciously, and then sit back as the witness, as the consciousness itself, as the awareness, and sort through all that. And again, it involves being honest and deciding whether or not these things are really resonating with us, with who we are, and not just things that we were told that we had to adhere to. So just some things to think about. I feel so compelled and led to share this because recently in my own life I've experienced a lot of growth and a lot of maturity and a lot of new wisdom and insight, because I'm noticing in my own journey that the more I approach spirituality with this posture, not just spirituality, but every area of life, and I know everything is spiritual, but I'm just saying, the more I have this approach, this posture overall, the more I unknow, the more I know. But it's not necessarily an intellectual knowing. It's a deep, intuitive, experiential knowing. And with that comes more open-mindedness. With that comes more embrace of mystery and curiosity and more questions. It's not more arrogance, it's not more certitude, it's not more pride by any means. So yeah, I feel led to talk about this more. Maybe I'll do some more videos. I wanted to keep this one kind of short, so that's it for today. But yeah, just something to think about. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and if this posture, this approach has helped you, maybe share it in the comment section below, because people need to hear your story. They need to hear how this is not just something that has been working for me, for Logan Barone, but this is something that other people have been experiencing, and they've been able to transcend into higher levels of consciousness without taking on some kind of like intellectual arrogance and dogmatism and all that stuff. So anyway, that's it, and I'll see you next time.